My name is Joe and this is Frame Dive. Let's get started. Let's go down to Framer and let's do this. So for the sake of time, I did prepare some assets and some text. As you can see on my right side, I have some text. I also have the images, and I also have some other images on the left side. So when you enter Framer, you're going to see a Framer workspace, and then you're going to see this page. So the first thing we're going to do is inside this desktop, I have my navigation bar, which I just created. So let's get into business. So the first thing, you need to start by creating your first section. So a section is just an area where you place your information or website information. So you can create it by holding F on your keyboard. So I'm holding F on my keyboard, and then I release my holding F, and then I drag it with my mouse like this, and then I release it. And then as you can see, this one snaps on top. So anything that you create and then it snaps on top of it, as you can see, this is because this is the desktop has a layout. It has a layout, so as you can see, but let's get rid of this. If you wish to learn more about stacks and positioning, you can check some video in the description. But here I want to show you guys how to do the Apple website. So I'm gonna create this section. I'm gonna name it section. This is actually, I will name it the hero section. Okay, so in this hero section, I'm gonna make my width to fill, and then I'm going to have my height to 650. You can take any height. So then I'm gonna make sure that I remove the color inside. Here on the right side, you see fill. I'm just gonna remove it. Now then the next step, I want to add now the content that is inside. So the first thing, I'm gonna come here on my left side, and I have this image here. So I'm gonna just click it and click Control C or Option C, and then I'm gonna paste it inside this hero section. So this hero section has no layout inside it, so we need to turn on the layout. So on the right side, click the plus button and turn it like that. So all of a sudden the BG or the background image is now fitting well inside this hero section. So but now we want the background image to be a little bit bigger. As we can see on the Apple website, the image is quite big. See? Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to make it bigger. So the first step we need to do is we want it to disconnect it from the hero section. We want it to want it to be independent, and we do that by changing the positioning from relative to absolute. Okay, so now we can now hold we can now make it bigger like this. So make it big like that, and then you can also make it again a little bit bigger like that. You can make it as big as you want. I think that is good enough. So I can try and make it a little bit bigger like that. So I want it to have this 0 here on the bottom part, and then I need to align it to the center. Okay, nice. So again, I need to make it again to be bigger, so that it gets to the center of gets to the 0 here, and then align it to the center. Okay, so now I have something there. Perfect. So now we have our image inside. So the next step we want to do is add the bunch of text. So just for the sake of a good so we can avoid making errors, I'm gonna lock the background image, and I'm gonna come and click lock. And so then I'm gonna come here and take this text. So this is a text that is inside a stack. These are two texts. So as you can see, it's a to text and it's inside a stack. So I'm gonna just Control C, copy the stack and place it inside the hero section. We cannot see it because this is we cannot see it because we need to put a z index. So z index is, we want it to come on top of the image. So I come here to the z index, I come to style, and then I click this plus button, and then I click z index, and then I just want to make it like 1 or 2. Let me just make it at 2. So now as you can see, we can see it. So it means it came above the image. And then we're gonna do the same for this second stack, Control C, and I'm gonna paste it inside my hero section. And then I'm going to take these two stacks and okay, let me first name it. I'm gonna name this the bottom text. Then I'm gonna name this the up text. Okay, then I'm gonna take these two and I'm gonna hold shift on my keyboard, and then I'm gonna also hold shift on my keyboard. Now I've clicked the two, and then I'm going to click Control Alt Enter to create a stack. So now I'm going to make sure that my stack fills the available space in terms of height. I'm gonna click it, fill the height, and then I want this to be distributed space between. Okay, so and then we want to add a top and a bottom padding so that we can have it, so we can see it, but also make sure that the bottom text is also has a z index so we can see it. As you can see, we cannot see it, so I just need to come here and add a z index of like 2 or 1, so now we can see it. So this two up text and the bottom text is slightly above, so we need to bring it down a bit. So we can come to the stack and work the top and the bottom padding. Maybe we can put here like 100. Nice. And then the bottom we can put like 100 still. Nice. So now as you can see, we have the first hero section. So congratulations, you just made a hero section in Framer without writing any code. Now let's go now to the second section where we're gonna create so I will not create this part just because of time, and I will also not create this part. All you have to do, you can just duplicate this, the one that we've just created in Framer, and you can have something similar to this and this. So let's go to this one, which looks a bit different, so we can build it in Framer. So now I have my hero section here. So I need to add another section which is going to hold the two columns. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And then as you can see, we have a problem here. We have a situation where we cannot see it. So we need to set the desktop to fit the content. Now we can see it. And then now we need to go to name this the second section, section 2, where we're going to put in the columns. So inside this, we have the stack, which is holding the upper text and the bottom text. So I'm going to duplicate this, since it's going to be, these two are going to be like my left and my right card. I'm going to call this the left card. I'm going to call this the right card. And then I'm going to make sure that the distribution is from left to right, not from, it's actually left to right. So direction coming to layout, click direction left to right. Now as you can see, we kind of have something coming up. So we just need to change the background image. So I'm gonna delete this image. I'm just gonna unlock it and delete it. So we cannot see our text inside here because we have a white background and this is a white text. So but we just proceed directly to the images we want to add. So this is the image I want to add. So I click Control C, and then I just come here to the left card and I just click Control V. I paste it inside. So the image that we've just pasted inside the left card, sorry, let me go back again. I think I've not copied the right thing. So I need to click this and click Control C. Make sure you click the image, and then inside the left card, Control V. Now the image is coming. So I'm gonna put this image to absolute positioning, and then I'm going to align it to the center, and then like that, and then I'm gonna make sure that it's pinned to the bottom. Spin to the bottom and the top. Okay, so mostly the bottom, and then it's not pinning to the top because of the size, so I'm just gonna increase the size like that till there, and then I can just put it like that, so pin it to the top like that. So now we're gonna see if we can okay, make sure this is 0 0 0. This is okay. And then so we're gonna need to position the image at the center, so you can click alt VH just to position it at the center like that nicely, or you can just click this here, these two buttons. Okay, so the next thing we want, as you can see on our website, we have this together. It's not like it's separated like that. So what we just need to do is come to we need to add this icon here because this is the stack we want to add. I'm gonna click Control C, and I'm gonna post it inside the left card, Control V, and then I'm also going to click this C, Control C, and I'm gonna post it inside the left card. And then I'm just gonna delete this up text, and then I'm also going to delete this text. So now we cannot see this, the one that we've just added, because of the index again. Put the z index to like 2 or 1. So come to z index and put like 1 is okay, and then I change the z index here to again to 1. Nice, now we can see it. So now we want, again, we're gonna put these together. So I'm gonna click hold this shift and then hold shift again on my keyboard, and then create a stack. Now we can see we brought them together, and then we also want to lock in the image so that we cannot disrupt it again. So I'm gonna right click on my mouse and come here, lock the image. I've just locked this image. Now as you can see, we have something nice. Again, just adjusting the image a bit. So now we have something nice. So then we need to come to the left card and change the padding so that it comes a bit up. So I'm just gonna put this like padding of 50. Again, like that is good. And then yeah, so that's pretty good. So what I need to do now, I have my left card and my right card. So I can just delete the right card and just duplicate the left card, and now we have something very similar. I can call it the right card, and then I just need to change the image to match this. So this is the image I want it to go there. So I just come here to the right card, Control V, and again I'm gonna delete this image that was there before. I'm gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna put this image again to absolutely positioned. I'm gonna align it to the center by holding Alt VH, and then I'm gonna make sure that it gets to the top by adjusting the sizing a bit like that. And then I'm just gonna see if I can lock it so that we don't really tamper with it. And then I'm just gonna click the stack, which is a text, and I'm just gonna give it a z index again. So click here, and I'm gonna give this a z index and z index of 2. Now we can see it. And then in the website, you can see this is on the bottom part. So we just need to come to the parent layer and change the distribution from space between to end. Brilliant. So now we also need to change the padding so that it comes we kind of get it like a bit down, so we can have a similar padding to the left card. Remember, we had used 50 here, so we can also use 50 on the bottom. I'm just gonna click 50 here. Nice. So brilliant. Now we have created 2 main sections on the apple.com website. Congratulations. In the next we're gonna try and build this part here. which is a slideshow which moves from left to right, and it has a very nice feel to it. So we're gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna duplicate. I'm gonna go to the hero section, and I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna send it down. So I'm gonna put it below these two columns, and then I'm gonna get rid of the image, delete it, and then I'm gonna go to the stack here and also delete it, and then I'm gonna name it slideshow section. Okay, so inside here, this is where we want to have the slideshow section. So then I'm gonna create a frame, and in this frame I want it to have a certain height. So I'm gonna use 650. I'm gonna have it at 650, and then I want it to have a width of 1080. So this is where we're gonna place the slideshow. So this is a slideshow container. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get rid of the fill. Then on the left side, you're gonna see the plus button, insert button. So we come to interactive, click here slideshow, and just drag it inside. So and then we see now it's positioned absolutely. What we can do, we can add a layout to its parent so that it's positioned relatively. So just come here and click layout, and now we can see now it's positioned relatively. So then we're gonna make it to fill the available space, and then we also want it to fill the available space. So now I can go and just link my images. I had already created the images. This they are. So I'm just gonna link all my images inside it. Oops, sorry about that. So I'm gonna click these three dots. I'm just going to link it to the images. So don't you worry, if you want to follow along, I'm going to link this project remix file in the description, and you can follow along. So amazing. Now we have our nice slider. So but now we notice there's some things we need to tweak. So first of all, we don't have the arrows as you can see in the website, and then these dots are just below the slideshow. So this is just about changing the settings of the slideshow. So what we need to do is we can click the slideshow, and then come here to the settings. We wanna, first of all, the arrows, we wanna get rid of the arrows, and then we want to have the dots coming to the bottom. But now we need to increase the height of the section again. We can get it to like 6, like there, so we can be able to see what is going on. So we can now go back to the slideshow and go to the dots, which is this. So it's just come here and see, okay, we wanna get it down. So the insert section or the insert setting is what we wanna tweak. So we take it down like that, like nice. And then we wanna come here and remove the backdrop, kill the backdrop to like 0 opacity, and then we want to see the color to have black. So as you can see, we cannot see the dots. This is because our parent container, which is the slideshow container, might have overflow to hidden. So let's see. So nice, you see now the overflow is a hidden. So if we place visible, we are going to be able to see the dots. Now as you can see, we can see the dots, but we still need to put it a bit higher. So come back to the dots and just take it a bit big like that. So this indicates that we have 3 images. Okay, so nice. So now we have a nice kind of a feel. So I'm just gonna make sure that the slideshow, I'm gonna make sure that the section here is set to fit. So I want it to fit the content, and then I also want to add like some padding, all round padding, or especially on the top and bottom, so that we can have something consistent. And let me put 15, and then on the bottom let me put 15, or rather let me put 30, so we can be able to see the dots. Okay, nice. So now the next thing we need to do, we need to add the text. But before we do that, if we see what we have or what we have created, you can see we cannot see the other images that on the left and the right side. This is because we need to go to the slideshow again, and we need to set overflow to visible, so we can be able to see the other images. So come here to clipping. So come here to clipping, and then come here to overflow and toggle show. Now as you can see, we can see them. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is we need to now let's just view it again, see what we have. Nice. So as you can see, we can see our images. And then another interesting part is when we look at the Apple website, this part is kind of faded, and this part is this part is clear enough. So we need to put that setting. So again, we come to our slideshow setting, click the slideshow, then come here to effects, and then we want to put the opacity here to like 0.4, or we can put it to 0.3. So now as we view it, we're gonna see that it's now faded. As you can see, now we cannot see it. See, very nice. So very nice. So now you can see we have something very similar to the Apple website. So but now we still have something else to do. We still need to put in the text here. So this is one of the most tricky parts that took me quite a while to try and figure out, but I'll show you in a few minutes. And because let me show you. So what we need to do, we need to come here to the slideshow, and I'm gonna duplicate the slideshow. It's like I'm creating two slideshows, and then I'm going to make sure that my second slideshow, which I'm gonna call it the text slideshow, I'm going to make this to change the position type to absolute positioning, and then I'm just gonna drag it like that so that we can capture this area, which is going to be our text area. So, and then we're just gonna come here to this text slideshow and get rid of all the images that are inside. So come here to the content and just get rid of this content. So remove all. And then I'm just going to connect my new slideshow to the bunch of text that I had created. As you can see, I had created something similar called comedy. This is what I had created. And then I also have the same thing for Emmy, and the same thing for instigator, and the same thing for presumed. So these are just 4 types of stacks that has the content inside. So this is a stack, has a description inside, and the button and the text. So this is what we want to link. So come to your slideshow again, and then just link it one like that, and then I'm going to link it again to the other ones. Nice. So now if we go back to what we have, as you can see, we have something, we have our text inside where we want it to be. So now if I view my website, just wait and see, we can see it, but it's not really moving in the way we want it to move. So we don't want it to move like that. We want it to like come from the bottom, similar to what we have here on the Apple website. We want it to like move like from the bottom and up. So we're just gonna mess around with it. So come to our slideshow and see if we can change the direction from left to right to like top. So now it's going to move from top to top. Okay, so now if I now view my website, I'll just change the direction. So you can see now we have something here. We have another problem. So we have this bunch of text messing around with this, and also we have these 4 dots, so it kind of looks not good, but let's fix it. So first thing, let's get rid of these dots. So click this text slideshow, and then we're just gonna get rid of the dots. So come here to dots, no dots, and then we want to go to this text slideshow again, and then we want to kill the overflow. So I'm gonna come to clipping, and I'm gonna click to overflow, hide it, so we cannot see these are the text here. And then I'm just gonna now view my website. As you can see, we have a very nice effect here. So nice. So as you can see, it comes in very nicely like that. So yeah, so that's it. Perhaps some slight tweaking, but I hope you get what we've done. So yeah, so this is what we can create in Framer. We've just built a Framer, the Apple website, without writing in code in Framer in a couple of minutes, and super interesting. But let's go back to we need to make some tweaks. As you can see, we have a problem here. We have this text that is, when we make it bigger, we kind of see that it takes this space. So we need to work around this. This is just about positioning. And also this, we can see that the image is eating up this text. So let's go to the images that we had built, this image on the first section, and we need to make sure that it is pinned to the center. Make sure it's pinned to the center so that we don't have that effect. So if we view it right now, we can see now that it's really good. Again, we need to change the pinning of this image here. So make sure that you really look at the pins. So let's go to the left card here, and then this pin, and then we need to pin this watch to the top. Okay, so these pins could actually mess your design if you don't do it well. So now, as you can see, we have, when we increase the size of the text, we have a nice, it's not really eating the words. So I'm gonna duplicate this slideshow container, and I'm gonna call this my ticker section. Okay, and then now inside this ticker section, this is where we're going to create the ticker that moves from left to right. So I'm just gonna delete this slideshow container, and I'm gonna create another container inside it, which is going to be our ticker container. So I'm going to make sure this is 417 by 236. So 417 by 236, and I'm gonna call this the ticker container. And then I'm going to add the ticker. So I'm gonna add the interactive ticker. Just gonna drag it inside, and then I'm gonna make sure the ticker container is set to has a layout, and then I'm gonna kill the color inside the ticker container, and then I'm just gonna make sure that the ticker fills the space. So I'm gonna fill the space, and then also fill the space. And then I'm just gonna connect my images. I'm just gonna connect my images like that. Connect this second image, and then connect this third image, and then connect this fourth image. So now, as you can see, we have a nice feel to it, but we need to get rid of these shadows. So come to your ticker and come to the section here. So you want to remove the clipping, come to clipping and fading, put it to no, like that. And then we also want overflow to be visible, show overflow. And then the problem could be that the overflow is not still working because the parent layer is set to overflow hidden, as you can see. So set it to overflow visible. Now, as you can see, we have a nice sticker coming up. So if we view our website, we can see that we have something nice, but we also have another problem. Notice when we start, it starts from, there's no space here. So we just need to move it to the starting part. Okay, so let's come to our ticker container, and let's go to its parent, which is the ticker section, and we want to position it to the left like that, so that the moment we view it, it starts from the left. Okay, before we were here, but now we put it to the left. This is critical. Okay, and then we can just now view our website. As you can see, it's nice. So I have a nice sticker section here. If I hover, I can see some nice feel to it. Okay, so let me give you a brief idea about the images. So the images I had created the images are actually, these images that are in my ticker are components, and I did create an effect to it. So when I hover, I have this button and I have the dark color coming up. Quick idea how I did it: I have a frame inside it. The frame has a fill, and the fill is set to opacity 0, so it's a dark fill but opacity is set to 0. And then we have this hover. When we come to the hover, the same frame has the fill, but the opacity is set to 51. And then we also have the button here. The button is set to opacity 0 on the main primary, and then on the hover, the button is set to opacity 1. So if I just hover here, as you can see, we have a nice effect. So this is what I have. And yeah, and this is a component, and then also I have my image as the variant here. So in case I want to change the image, I can just click here and change the image. I can do the same for this, change the image. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so perfect. So now we have what we wanted to create, and perhaps some slight tweaks. So just to create a good structure to it, we can see that the desktop has a 15 gap, and then we also want to put a gap here on the second section, so we can put 15, so we can have a nice flow to it and a nice consistent way to it. And then we can come here to this slideshow section, the slideshow container, and just drag it to make sure that the height is set to fill. Okay, sorry. So we need to go to the slideshow section and kill this gap, kill this kill this padding. But the moment we kill the padding on the bottom, we won't be able to see our dots, so we can just retain the bottom part. Okay, and then the ticker section, we can also kill the padding on the top, and then we can also kill the padding on the bottom. This is just for, okay, we can just add like 15 so that we can have a consistent gapping all over. So yeah, that's it. That's how you build apple.com on Framer without writing any single line of code. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can practice this as much as you can and get your skill up. So once again, this is Framer Dive. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.